Hi, April. Welcome back to America. You've been traveling around. You traveled to Italy, right? And that's the sign for Italy?
Yes, that's a sign for Italy. I really enjoyed our trip. There was a lot of fun, a lot of history. Wow, really touched my heart. Learned a lot of different things. Their engineering was incredible back then, and I didn't realize h- how they could do it. It seemed impossible. Just really incredible to see. They showed images. I joined one tour, and they really showed how they did it with slaves pulling on ropes to activate the machines and move the cranes around. Even the elevators were activated by slaves pulling on the pulleys, hoisting people up to the second and third floors. And I just was thinking, wow, must have been terrible.
Wow. And it's got me thinking, were those slaves Europeans?
From Africa. Yeah, they came from Africa. They show some pictures and show what it all looked like, and I was like, "Wow." So I bought some history books for my kids and just was reading through it, and they explain a lot, and they go deep into the engineering, how the structures are built. They show all of that. And even today, some people still don't know how they built it. Even today's engineers still don't know how they built all those structures back then. They think it's impossible.
Wow, it's good you enjoyed your time with your family. You did mention you were planning to use AI for your trip, and you actually used it, right? For planning and traveling around. How did it help you?
Yes, I did use AI. I typed out what I was trying to do for my trip, and I was looking for some contacts and some places that I wanted to go, different sites that I was interested. And I explained that I'm a deaf family and who do we need to contact to make sure they would provide accommodations and be interpreters for us. And ChatGPT, which I use, provided a list of all these details and even made some uh, suggestions for the 7 days. I think I was there for 7 days. It can be. Oh, I don't remember, but it gave us a schedule and who to contact, who to email, with phone numbers, with a script that I could just copy and paste to email and inform people that we are a deaf family and how we can get access. And it did translate into Italian language, and it was easy to do, and I was just copying and pasting and sending out emails, and now we get responses, and they were saying that but no, their side entrance needs a staff member there. So when we arrived, we used the Google Translate app, and then I was typing there and explain that I already contacted via email, and we have a deaf family, and it was pretty easy to show their staff on site, and they would read the message on our smartphone, and then they're like, okay, yeah, we'll show you where to go, and we just skip the lines and a lot of places were free for us, and that was really nice. Some lines would take about 2 or 3 hours wait time. We got to skip all that, and so it was a huge benefit. So yeah, exactly. There's that, and they did bring us to Europe has a disability card, but America doesn't have that. Um, said America has that handicap. Or sign for your vehicle, but I didn't bring that with me. I left it at home, but it was not necessary. I didn't need to have it with me. I could just show them on Google Translate, we're a deaf family, and they were, yeah, sure, no problem. Was able to even get into like Vatican. I think it cost something about 30 euros each, but I was able to go in there for free with all like them, and so that was really nice. And we were really able to benefit from that, especially with the help of using Chat GPT.
How would you have done all those things you did without ChatGPT?
If there was no ChatGPT, I guess you would have to just wait on those long lines. I don't know. I didn't know that there was accessibility until I emailed these places and they informed us about special accommodations for us. They had side entrances for deaf people to access. And if there was no chat GPT, I wouldn't have known and I would have stayed online like everybody else. And going to see the Pope, that was one of the longest lines ever. It could be about 10,000 to 20,000 people waiting online. What I saw, it seemed like 15,000 people waiting to see the Pope. And ChatGPT did inform me how to get a ticket, how to see the Pope for free. You'd have to fill out all these forms, your information, and you need to get an approval. And then you would go and pick up the ticket. And it was like, oh my goodness, there's such a huge long wait just to pick up the ticket. So you'd have to arrive 2 hours beforehand. My daughter suffers from seizures, which can easily be set off with the hot temperature. So I was trying to figure out what to do, and I remember that ChatGPT said, go to the side entrance. I tried showing the staff and explaining to them what our situation was, and they was like, no. And I waited for my husband to show up because he's more assertive. And when that one staff member didn't allow him to go in, he just showed a different staff member, and then we were able to get in. My husband suspects that maybe the first staff person was just ignoring me because I was a woman, but I don't know. I don't know their culture. But anyway, we were able to get in and still using our smartphone to show our translation. They were able to, they put us up to the front near the Pope. So that was a cool experience. I'm not Catholic, but wow, it was still a great experience to see everything around there. We were able to meet the Pope one to one if we wanted to, because we have a disability, and that's what the AI explained. This is that, yeah, afterwards, you can meet the Pope, but there was this really, really long one, and the Pope stays there for hours and meets people with disabilities, and especially with children who have disabilities.